Okay, so the game's a little better to play, but these jets still shoot really fast. So let's go into the object tool and press Y to bring up the program for it, and let's set a little timing interval in this program to stop it shooting quite so quickly. So we'll say when timer, and let's go for a quarter of a second. So every quarter of a second let's shoot, and let's just quickly run that, pressing the back button again. And I'm just going to just quickly get up to that score. Yeah, so as they come down now, whoop, so it's supposed to be a little easier. Yeah, it is a little easier. That looks great. Okay. So that's good. Now one of the problems that we have is that the cloud actually will drift all over the screen eventually. If you play the game for long enough, it'll actually drift right down the screen this way. So I'd like to put a path in place for the cloud to follow. So again, just going into the object tool, bring up a path, and I'll put the path across here like that. That's great. And now we just need to add that to the cloud, so I'll press Y. And at the bottom of the cloud program, I'll just say move on path, and that's a white path, and we'll just say quickly. So that just moves along that path, making these different enemies, spawning them as we play against them. Now one final thing I'd like to show you is how we can change the behavior of an object using pages. So let's go in and bring up the program here. Now you'll see at the top of the screen here it says 1. That means that we're on page 1. So we can have a different program depending on which page we're viewing. So I'm going to say when the timer let's just say randomly on 10-second intervals, I'm going to switch to page 2. And then I press the right button on the controller, and here I am on page 2. Left button, take me back to page 1. So what do we write here? Well, I want this to follow the red path now. So we're going to say move on path red. And we want to have the same kind of rules that we had before. So I'm going to say, I'll just say C whenever it sees our white saucer. We're going to shoot red blips down the screen. Let's say that it's south. And I think we'll also add a bump rule, so we'll say when bump our white saucer, then we're going to damage the white saucer for 10 points of damage, and just as we did before, I'll move in, indent the line to use the same when, and we'll add combat boom me. So that should be just about everything to make this work. The last thing we need is we'll say after we've done 5 seconds on this program, we're going to switch back to page 1. So that'll take us back here to this program. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see if that works. Let's hit back. And you see that one's following the new path. But that top one isn't. So that just makes those saucers a little tougher because they were quite easy to begin with. And in the next video we're going to finish off by showing you how to add a boss to the end of the game.